So yesterday I decided to go out and just buy a brand new bookshelf, mainly because my other one was falling apart. And so today we're going to reorganize all of my books. As you can see, I just kind of threw them on the shelf for right now so I could go to bed. And yeah, I'm going to talk about some of like my organization of my books, as well as my favorite reads compared to my least favorite reads. And yeah, that's kind of what we're going to do today. So let's hop right in. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Joclyn. If you're a returning fan, welcome back. So the first step is clearing everything off the shelves. I have a lot of books. So let's get started with that. And I'm going to kind of sort them into piles as I go. Okay, shelf is completely cleared. My Funkos are going to stay up here, just to fill that gap. I think what I'm going to put here is, I'm trying to decide. I'm either thinking my young adult series and like, yeah, I think my young adult up here. And then probably romance, high fantasy, or like, yeah, fantasy, thrillers, historical fiction, kind of a mix here. And then my old books from school that I read, and then books I didn't like that much because I'm that kind of person. But yeah, let's get into this first shelf. So I got the first shelf. I realized that I don't actually have that much young adult. So I ended up adding some coming of age, and then I wanted to display my copy of Project Hail Mary because I really, really like that book. That's one of the 5 stars that I've had so far. If I find any more as I'm going through my books, I'll probably throw them up there, but who knows? I may end up redoing that entire shelf anyway. But I think this shelf is going to be romance. Yeah, we're going to do romance here, so I need to move these guys out of the way. But yeah, let's keep going. I finished romance for the most part. So yeah, so we got YA and some sci-fi because I wanted to display that. And then we have romance, and then I think I'm going to do a lot of my hardcovers on this shelf, and then move on to some other. So it may become kind of a jumble for the rest of the shelves, just because of I've done 2 shelves and I still have so many books. So yeah, this one just might be a kind of cluster of different hardbacks, and they may all just end up being fantasy now that I think about it, and then more there, and then I may just kind of unhaul some books, but we'll kind of see how it goes. But yeah, let's move on to this shelf down here. So I did this shelf. I'm not happy with it. Not at all. So what I might do is put these books over on my second shelf that I will redo as well. but yeah, I'm not liking it. So I'm thinking I'm going to take these off and redo it. Okay, so I redid it. As you can tell, I like it a lot better because it's not just so clustered with hardbacks. So yeah, I think I'm going to put all those on a different shelf, on my other shelf, so I can display them more because those are some of my favorite series. And then this one, I think the next shelf down low is, I think, going to be thrillers, mysteries, classics, and just kind of a mix of stuff. Yeah. Oh, I wanted to add that somewhere. I missed a book, so I'll put it up. I'll find a place up here for it. So, but yeah, let's keep going. Okay, so I got the next shelf done. It's mostly classics to sci-fi, some fantasy, because that's the only place I could find. Actually, never mind. Let me move this around. There we go. Now, it's just classics, mixed with some historical fiction classics, some sci-fi, and then thrillers. And then my bottom shelf is literally just probably going to be this entire pile that I have right here thrown on, because these are books that I haven't cared for, gotten to, or don't have room for up on these shelves. So yeah, and then after this we'll move over to my other shelf where I put the rest of my books. And then I have a lot of books that I'm going to take into like my family's library that's out in the art room / living room we have. And these are just the books that I read in school, as well as books that I didn't really feel the need to have on my shelf. So yeah, let's get the last shelf done on this new bookshelf, and then we'll move on to the other one, and then we'll do the little decorative stuff I have for my bookshelf. So yeah, we're almost there. Okay, so I got all the books on the second shelf. I'll have a clip. And I have a book that doesn't have a home right now. I have 2 books that probably won't have a home, because I'm currently reading the Odyssey. I don't know where to put him or this book, so I'm gonna try to figure that out real quick. Other than that, the bookshelf is complete. I gotta decorate it, and I'll show you that. But yeah, so this is turning out very nice. I'm very excited. So yeah, let's get to finishing up the shelf. Okay. So now that the shelf is all done, at least for now, I wanted to talk about some of my favorite reads and least favorite reads that are on my shelf, and I might unhaul down the road just because I didn't care for them and I feel like I don't necessarily need to keep them on my shelf. So I'm also going to start with books that I read this year that I have in my book journal so far. So far this year, I have 2 5 stars, 2 4 stars, 4 3 stars, 1 2 star, and a 1 1 star rating. And now that I have my shelf full, I gotta add all the missing books to my all unread physical TBR, which will be fun. And then let's see. Yeah, let's see. So let's find the 2 star first. The 2 stars. My 1 2 star rating so far this year is Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. I listened to that in audiobook, so I don't actually have a physical copy. I didn't really care for it that much, so I'm probably never going to get a physical copy or the rest of that series. So, yeah. And then I have a bunch of 3 stars, which actually was these guys. I've read these 2, and they were both 3 stars to me, because I use my rating scale that I have in my journal to keep it fair. I don't know. There you go. To keep it fair to every book, so I don't have necessarily a bias, and it stays pretty accurate, I would say. So those were 3 stars. And I haven't read this one yet, which I probably will before the year ends. Other than that, I need to get back into these guys. I've only read, let's see, this one and this one. I haven't read many of those, so better get back to those. And let's see. Yeah. My 1 star was, Idaho Slept by J. Reuben Appelman. And I did not like it. It was very weirdly romanticized because it's about the 4 college students who were murdered in November of 2022. The book came out October 2023, and the suspect or killer was only convicted as of July of 2025. So it came out before everything was finished. The trial hadn't even really started, so I really did not like it. And so, yeah, that is on the bottom shelf for right now, but I may get rid of it because I didn't like it. Other than that, yeah. And then currently I'm reading The Odyssey by Homer because the new movie just came out. And then my 2 5-star reads so far was Project Hail Mary. I listened to it, and since it was such a good book and I absolutely loved it, I decided to get a physical copy for my collection. I love it so much. And then my other favorite was Fairy Tale by Veronica Lancet. I read it on my Kindle, but I had a physical copy given to me, so that was really cool to have that in my collection. And then the rest were like 4 stars that I can't even. Let's see, what else? I'm trying to remember what I read. I think most of them were. Let's see. Starter Villain, which is down on my 4th shelf, was a 4-star. Spellcaster was a 4-star. Fairy Tale 5-star. These guys 3 stars. Oh yeah, and Blood of Hercules I also read on my Kindle. Let's see. I rated that 3 stars. So yeah, and I am doing really well on my reading goals. I've currently read, I believe, 10 books so far. I keep hitting my mic. I'm doing great, guys. I'm doing amazing. Let's see. I'm trying to get through the pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I've read 10 books so far, and I'm currently reading 2. And like I said, I'm reading The Odyssey. I have a physical copy of that, and then I'm also reading Mosquito Man on my Kindle when I'm like out and about for work. I read on my breaks. So, and a Kindle is easier to carry around than a book. So I like doing that. But yeah, I think I'm doing really well in terms of my reading goals. I'm excited to continue reading. I am about to go, about to go on a trip in like a week and a half. And I'm going to be taking A Mentor's Legacy, which is my friend's dad's book. And I'll do a whole review on that because I think it's really important. And I think, I'm trying to think of the best way to word this. I'm really looking forward to it since it's someone I know who wrote it. So I think that's also why I want to do a review on it, is it's because it's someone I know and I really know that it will mean a lot to them, as well as I'm curious to see what it's about. So yeah. So obviously this is just my bookshelf that I have right now. I want to eventually get more books, obviously, but I also want to get more shelves, have a personal library. And I've built that inspo, and I want to have that in mind when decorating my shelf. And for right now, I'm happy with what it looks like. I'm grateful that I'm able to have all my books again, because I had to store a lot of these away. So I'm really happy that now I get to have them all out. And I'm hoping for the future that I can expand and not have to worry about a book not having a home, you know? But yeah, I have a lot of inspo, you know? So yeah. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I'm probably going to do more bookish content in the future down the road. So I hope. But yeah, if you like this kind of video, please like and subscribe. Comment down below your favorite read of the year so far. And yeah, thanks for sticking around for the vibes. And I'll see you next week. Bye!